sing the Moose song. And it is a repeat after me song, so I'll repeat after me song. And a do as I do song. And a do as I do song. So you can stand if you're able to. There was a moose. There was a moose. He liked to drink a lot of juice. He liked to drink a lot of juice. There was a moose. There was a moose. He liked to drink a lot of juice. He liked to drink a lot of juice. Say oh hey oh. Say oh hey oh. Hey oh hey oh hey oh hey oh. Hey oh hey oh hey oh hey oh. Hey oh hey oh. Hey oh hey oh. Hey oh hey oh hey oh hey oh. The moose's name was Fred. The moose's name was Fred. He liked to drink his juice in bed. He liked to drink his juice in bed. The moose's name was Fred. The moose's name was Fred. He liked to drink his juice in bed. He liked to drink his juice in bed. Say oh hey oh. Say oh hey oh. Hey oh hey oh hey oh hey oh. Hey oh hey oh hey oh hey oh. Way oh way oh. He drank his juice with hair. He drank his juice with hair. Then he spilled some on his hair. Then he spilled some on his hair. He drank his juice with hair. He drank his juice with hair. Then he spilled some on his hair. Then he spilled some on his hair. Say oh hey oh. Say oh hey oh. Hey oh hey oh hey oh hey oh. Hey oh hey oh hey oh hey oh. Hey oh hey oh. Now he's a sticky moose. Now he's a sticky moose. On the loose. On the loose.
Okay, good morning from me, Stacy Burnell. 5 other adults and myself. My watch is talking to me saying good morning, I guess it. We had the pleasure of taking 15 kids to Rath Drum, Idaho, which kind of sits sort of in the middle of Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. It's a United Methodist camp called Twin Low. It was a very different mission trip experience for us. We had, as you can tell by our pictures, good hard work, but a lot more free time than these kids are used to. So our kids who have gone on other mission trips have already warned the kids who have never gone on a mission trip that this was pretty easy. They got showers every day. What a concept. Sometimes you can go 3 days without a shower. So it was a good time. The kids worked really hard. They met some wonderful people. And I want to invite Brent's team, mine and Brent's team, but Brent had the kids most of the time up, and they're going to share their experience.
So I had 5 great kids with me the whole time. Carly, Max, Michael, Vega, and Holly, who's on her way to Colorado for the softball game. So, take it away.
Okay, so our team, we had a good group. We were called Team Baby Metal. Brent has very odd music taste. Yeah, so that's how we got the name. So part of what our team, like why we were unique, was we were able to do some things that other teams did not have the chance to do. Our group was the only team that met Barbara, and we were the only group that did the wood chopping experience. And so the wood chopping experience was interesting. None of the machines worked. So instead of actually chopping the wood, we were just stacking them and loading them into cars and trucks, which was a lot of fun and a good experience. And, well, for the most part. I had some struggles, but it all worked out. And we were able to meet some really cool people.
One of those people was a man named Bob. He apparently, his mother had received help from a service called Elder Help, where they do yard work, any sort of services for older people who can't do it themselves. And so since his mother had received help years earlier, he wanted to come and help. And so when we were at Woodstacking, he was there too. The guy who was supposed to be there wasn't really there most of the time, so Bob was kind of our leader through things. And it turns out he'd had kind of a hard life. He couldn't read, he couldn't write, except for signing his name and typing numbers on the telephone. And he'd had some bad experiences with people from the church. But we stacked wood with him, we talked with him, and he seemed to have a really good time. So yeah.
One of the other people that we met was Barbara, and we helped do things for her as well. And she just got a hip replacement. Her husband was dealing with Parkinson's, so she was frail, so she couldn't do yard work or anything of the sort. And she liked giving us Gatorade. And she loved our help, she loved talking to us, and she just had a really hard life, and it was nice getting to know somebody that had multiple things that were going wrong with her life, and that we got to help her and make her life just a tad bit better.
Never used this before. Anyway, so at Barbara's house, we showed up and the grass was like overgrown. There were pine needles and pine cones everywhere. So we had to do a lot of work. I raked a lot. Some people used a weed whacker to cut the grass down, right? Cut off dead limbs from the trees. And we loaded a whole trailer with all the debris, and we still had more. That's how much debris there was. It was just really fun to help her out and see how good her yard looked after.
Awesome. This is my first mission trip with these youth from Lake Oswego, and they are amazing kids. And my group especially amazing. I had Victoria and Sarah, our two seniors, or graduates, just kidding, they're not seniors. And then I had Madeline and Morgan and Liam, and they were a hardworking group, so I'll let them tell you about what they did.
So every year, usually, I don't know, it's not mandatory, but we usually like to come up with team names. This year we didn't really all do team names, but our team felt the need to because of the story behind it. So there were anthills so our team name is Team Ants and an Uncle, but ANTS. And so what happened was we had been working where you see the pictures up here in the riparian zone or whatever we were working on at Fish Creek. And we were working with grass for most of the day, and we were all ready to head out, and so everybody else got ahead of us, and then we all got distracted because we saw an anthill. And considering the fact that Gail majored in environmental science, and that's what I'm planning on doing, we had to take a pit stop. So we got out of the car and we were all looking at it and just kind of observing it for a little bit, and it was only like a minute or two, and then we got back in the car. But by the time we had got all the way up to the hill, the gate was locked, so we were locked inside. So we had to turn around, and Dale, being the firefighter he was, ran across the entire field to go get Steve, who was in charge of the entire thing. Steve had to drive in his car all the way up to the hill and get us out of there. So that's where we got our team name from, because we also like puns.
So on our first day, which was Monday, we worked at Nina's house, which you can see with the painted fence and all the yard pictures. And so our group's main purpose for that day was to do all the yard work. Like the grass was like this tall, and so we had Liam and Madeline and Morgan weed whacking, and there were so many pine cones. I think we filled up like 100 gallons of pine cones. Because there were so many, like everywhere you step, there would be a pine cone there. And so you couldn't see her like gate because it was so overrun with trees and other plants. So Sarah and I used loppers and we were just cutting it back till you could finally see her fence, which was, yeah. And we were cutting, because where her house was situated, there were so many trees that we were trying to like cut some of the limbs off so her house wasn't getting so many pine cones on it. And it was just really exciting to see how better the house looked after we had done all of the work.
At the camp, we played a lot of different games, and one of them was Nine Square, or as we like to call it, Nine Ball. And it was this game where there was a bunch of different poles and above you, and you had to hit the ball over them into another person's court. And the person who was in the middle of the court was the champion, I guess. And it was like just trying to get there, and it was really fun. And we all got to play it, even with some of the like staff and the CITs and other campers that were there. And Dale was very passionate, and he let us know how good he was, and every time he was in the center square. And it was just really nice to bond, and it was really cool.
Okay. So every day at our camp, we had a campfire with all of the other people staying, like the staff. It was really fun, and on the last day of our campfire, we made s'mores. And it was a really fun experience. And then a pastor came and we had communion, and it was a really fun experience.
So, I'm talking about beans because we scooped a lot of beans. What we did is we went to Spokane, and there was this food bank called Northwest Harvest. And our job was to scoop beans into bags, and put bags into boxes. And there was a distribution center, and they would distribute them to other food banks. And our team was just our team, and the other two teams had went 2 days earlier, and they got the record for the location, which was like 7,000 pounds of beans, which averaged out to 500 pounds a person, because they had twice as many people as us. But our team did 5,750 pounds of beans with half as many people, which averaged like 841 pounds of beans.
All right, I'm Wendy Miller, and this is our team. And our team's name was
Wendy and Mike.
So we just had hands and Wendy, like. Mike is not here because his family had already gone to Michigan, so he left this morning to join his family. So our team members are Katie, Olivia, Lily, Catherine, and Camden, and they're all going to share a little bit more of the week. And Mike didn't say it, Brent didn't say it, but this was his first mission trip along with Dale's. This is my 15th. Okay, Mike left us this morning because he didn't want to be here, and he doesn't love us anymore. Basically, at Nina's house, one of my favorite parts of getting to work there was getting to see the look on her face when we had finished our project and she came out to look at it. It was amazing just to see her face light up when she saw how her fence had been repainted and how her grass had been cut down. But we went in there only expecting to cut down the grass and basically be done with it. But apparently when Gail and Dale's team showed up,
they saw how terrible like the fence was, how terrible of shape the fence was in, and basically said like, well, we need to finish this job. And the people at the camp that were doing the Idaho Mission Project had never had a team or never had a group asked to go back to a work site to finish the job. And so we were the first people to ask to go back to finish the job that we had started. And I think that Nina was very happy to have us there and very excited to like have us come back so that we could finish the project that we had started to make our house look good.
Just a little bit more about Nina's house and that big stop for the work that we did there. After we were finished going first, 3/4 of the way through, regarding the fence and her porch and the shutters and everything, which I think they're going to talk a little bit more about. We were very warm and very sweaty and very covered in ant bites, and but very happy to be working there and very happy to be providing that service to her. And in addition to her appreciation and just like the love that she gave us, which was far enough a gift for us, she came out like 3/4 of the way through, done with the work, at the end of one of the days, and brought out a giant box just full of jewelry. So I'm wearing these, and then this is another example of something she just brought out for us. There's a box full of them, and so everyone took something either for themselves or for their moms or anyone who wanted it in their lives. And it was just a very special thing, like a souvenir basically, to remember all the hard work we did and how we got to make this woman just so happy and improve her life. And so I know I'm not going to be taking these off for quite a while.
So during the week, we would work very, very hard, and then we would come back to camp and have a lot more free time than we were used to, like Stacy said earlier. And I think on like the second or third day, some of the counselors were like, "Hey, do you guys want to come out on like a kayaking canoeing trip and like go around the lake with us?" And we're like, "Sure, that sounds fun." So we like got in our canoes or kayaks and stuff, and I've seen some pictures of that. And we just kind of like went out on the lake, and we like didn't go very far, but we went like far enough to have a lot of fun. And we like raced a little bit. I was in a boat with Max and Camden and Michael, and we just like went out and had so much fun. And it was just kind of nice to have a little break of working and just do something else, do some other like movements, use some other muscles, and yeah.
Another fun thing we did is we led campfire Wednesday night. And a fun memory that I had from that is we sang all along. And this camp, like, this was their job to like sing songs and like hang out with kids. So we're up there and we're singing the song and we're like, "This is a repeat after me song." And so we sing the first verse and they stop and we stop. They just keep going. We're like, "Oh, well, you guys already know, we'll just keep going." So that was a good time. But I also wanted to talk about Nina's house again because we put in the majority of our time and work there because there was just so much to do. And so one thing that we worked on is there was a gate, and this gate had just this eroded like pole, which it was like all relying on, and it was not looking good. And so I worked with Mike and Brent along with Camden, and we both learned how to use like power tools and like how to center it and make it plumb and like fix it all and straight and right. And, such a learning experience. And so there's like before and after pictures, and it's really cool. But we also learned how to make shingles, and we did those by hand. And so then by the end, there were like blisters on their hands because we forgot the power drill that day. It all worked out.
So on every campfire that we had, there was a word that we would learn about, and it meant something to them, and they taught it to us, so it meant a lot to us. On Sunday when we got there, we learned about Ohana, which means family, and bringing people in that may not be as fortunate as we are. On Monday, as we have on our shirts, it's in Ubuntu. And it means community and how it affects people individually and not as a whole. So how on our shirts it's I am because you are. And what we also incorporated into our benediction was that on your hand you have, on your fingers, it's the things that you're really good at. And then the empty spaces is what you're not so good at. And then you put them together and so then you put them together and they fill each other's gaps. Tuesday we learned about shalom, and it means peace to all, and it's a greeting and a goodbye. Wednesday, Olivia did a really great message because it was our night to lead campfire, and it was agape. It means that you love everyone through God, no matter who they are, no matter if you don't like them or that you love them, or if they are really bad to you, if they're not very nice, but you still show love to them. On Thursday was our last campfire, and we were a little bit distracted by s'mores. So we didn't get the whole message, but and God was yes we can. That was what it meant.
Hear me? Oh, there we go. So the future is bright with these kids coming up. I just wanted to say one thing about Nina's house. So when we arrived and we kind of saw what our work schedule was going to be, the leaders got together and said, yikes, this is not enough work. The camp was extremely impressed with our work, but when we work, it's serious work. So if it wasn't for this congregation and their contributions at the spaghetti dinner and auction, we would not have been able to do the work at Nina's house because we had to basically pay to work. So we paid for new shutters on her home. Like Olivia said, we built them to save money. We paid for the paint to paint her fence and her front porch. None of that was arranged by the camp, but we saw a need and were fortunate enough to have the funds because of the contributions from you. We could take care of her way more than it was expected. So thank you for your contributions. We couldn't do it without you.